In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB slate for Thursday, June 13th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our June 13th Thursday MLB slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 5.85 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way. So thank you guys so much for showing all that love and support. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience. And if you guys are not subscribed, I highly recommend you join the community that we're building on YouTube and on Patreon. So definitely, slap that subscribe button right this second. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and SIGNUP Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up on the Thursday slate that we're going to go over will be the Washington Nationals, 31-35, going up against the Detroit Tigers, 32-34. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Detroit Tigers as home favorites, -140, with the comeback of the Washington Nationals at a +115. The total runs are set at 8.5. And then the public bet percentage here, 64% of the bets is coming in on the Tigers, but 59% of the money is coming in on the Washington Nationals. Very interesting to see that right here, especially with this pitching matchup. For the total runs, 81% of bets and 81% of money towards the over 8.5 in this particular matchup here. So I'm looking at the two pitchers. Patrick Corbin, 1-7 with a 6.15 ERA, going up against Casey Mize, 1-4 with a 4.73 ERA. Patrick Corbin has been absolutely putrid. He is a clear gas can in the MLB right now. He's given up over 300 batting average to both lefties and righties. He's already given up 12 home runs this year. He hasn't even pitched well since 2019. So 3 years in a row, he's consistently have a 6 ERA. And he has been struggling since coming onto the scene earlier in his career and being phenomenal. Now this has been a horror show the past 5 years. Casey Mize, on the other hand, does have home road splits. He pitches better at home, and this is a situation where we got Casey Mize at home. He has a 3.58 ERA at home. He does give up more opportunities to right-handed at bats, and it is a 1.67 whip, a 336 average, but not that much power. So he's going to give up hits, but not that much power to right-handed at bats here. I think the pitching advantage is clearly on the side of the Detroit Tigers. We got Casey Mize in a better position where he pitches better at home. And we're going up against a gas can and Patrick Corbin. I'm going to have to go with the -140 here on the money line with the Tigers. If you want to get it over with quick, you could do first 5 with the Tigers as well, as long as you take advantage of Patrick Corbin pitching. And if I'm going towards the total over or under, give me the over 8.5 runs here. I think there's going to be plenty to go around between these two pitchers. Next up in Busch Stadium here, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, 32-34. Going up against the St. Louis Cardinals, 31-34. This is an NL Central matchup here between these two teams. And it is pretty even here on the money line. Cardinals at home, -110. Pirates on the road, -110, with the total run set at 8.5. For the public bet percentage, despite the fact it's split down the middle, the public is on the side of the Cardinals. 75% of the bets, 90% of the money. And for the total runs, it's more split here. 66% of the bets, 63% of the money towards the over 8.5. All right. For the pitching battle here, two solid pitchers: Mitch Keller, 8-3 with a 3.16 ERA, and Lance Lynn, 2-3 with a 3.58 ERA. For the Pirates, Mitch Keller has been phenomenal. Solid pitcher this year. And this is looking more like a pitching duel. So I'm looking towards that 34 and 37% there, looking at that total, looking at the body of work between Mitch Keller and Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn, this year, he does have some home road splits. He pitches better on the road with a 2.78 ERA. At home, it is closer to 5. It's at a 4.55 ERA. The issue with Lance Lynn is left-handed hitters. He's given up a 1.25 home run per 9, a 262 batting average, a 1.53 whip, and then the xFIP is at a 4.56. He will be seeing 4 lefties going up against this Pirates team here. So what I'm going to lean towards here, we both have two solid pitchers. We got one with a little bit of an issue, even though he's been pitching well this year. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line. I'll take them in this split decision here, and I'm going to be leaning towards the under 8.5 runs. I do think that these guys are going to be going deep, 6 to 7 innings between both of these guys, wheeling and dealing. So we're going to go with the money line of the Pirates in the under 8.5. Next game up in Citi Field, we have an NL East battle. Miami Marlins 23-43 going up against the New York Mets 28-37. Looking at the current odds, we have the New York Mets almost a 200, minus 200 favorite here. So minus 190 with the comeback of the Miami Marlins at a plus 155. The total runs are set at 8. For the public bet percentage here, it's really one-sided here. 78% of the bets, 100% of the money on the New York Mets in this particular matchup. For the total runs, 68% of the bets, 67% of the money. And the starting pitching matchup here, Roddery Munoz, 1-2 with a 5.95 ERA going up against Luis Severino here, 4-2, 3.25 ERA. One side, we have a renaissance here, a bounce back year for Severino. On the other side, we got a guy that has potential in Munoz, but has a major issue here. So for Roddery Munoz, like I said, he has a lot of potential. He's coming off 2 bad games here, going up against 2 good offenses, the Dodgers and the Guardians. They tattooed him in those 2 starts. He dominates right-handed at bats, but the main concern is his numbers against lefties, and it is very bad. All right, he's given up a 324 batting average, a 2.13 whip, a 0.313 BABIP, a 5.02 xFIP. He's given up 6.75 home run per 9, and but the only benefit there is that he's only gonna probably see 2 to 3 lefties in this lineup here going up against the New York Mets. Okay, Severino on the other side, he has been better this year, especially at home with a 2.61 ERA. He does give up a little more to left-handed at-bats, but that's not as bad as Munoz. Munoz is absolutely putrid against left-handed at-bats. And same thing with Severino. He's going to probably only see 2 to 3 lefties in this lineup as well. I think the benefit here is on the New York Mets side of things, the way Luis Severino has been pitching. Despite the fact Munoz does struggle against lefties, he does have a better numbers against righties, but he has spots where he can really let it go in an innings notice and really lose it. I like his K stuff, but there's a lot of question marks coming from his side of his stats. So I'm going to be going with the New York Mets here on the money line. This could be a spot where that run spread could be a factor. I would consider the minus 1.5. And if I'm choosing the over and under, I do see the Mets scoring runs, but Severino has been standing on his head here. Give me the under 8 runs in this one. This is one of my favorite games here in Chase Field. Arizona Diamondbacks 32-35 going up against the LA Angels 25-41. Looking at the current odds, Diamondbacks home favorites minus 185. On the money line with the comeback of the LA Angels at a plus 150. That total runs is set at 8.5. For the public bet percentage, we have no data yet on the money line, but for the total runs, 77% of the bets, 77% of the money towards the over 8.5. The starting pitching matchup here, we got Griffin Canning, 2-6 with a 4.65 ERA. That doesn't tell the whole story about him. And then Brandon Pfadt, or Paft, or Fats, or whatever. How you ever? Let me know in that comment section down below how you say his last name. 2-5 with a 4.60 ERA. I do remember he was phenomenal in their playoff run for the Arizona Diamondbacks. For Griffin Canning and the LA Angels here, he has big home road splits. No, he doesn't have no home road splits. He's just bad. Now, he has a little bit, but he's worse on the road. 5.06 ERA on the road. Extreme left-handed hitting problem. I'm telling you this right now. He is bad. Bad. Worse than Munoz against lefties here, and he's gonna face 5 lefties. 5 lefties in this Diamondbacks starting lineup here. For Brandon, he is much better at home. He has a 3.77 ERA at home. This is one of their young upstart stars that they have in this Diamondbacks rotation with all the injuries that they have right now. I'm going to be taking advantage of Griffin Canning. Every time I see Griffin Canning, I want to go against him, and it is very, very profitable. Give me the Diamondbacks in this spot, minus 185 on that money line. You could consider that run spread. I would be leaning towards the over 8.5 runs. I think the Diamondbacks can put up a lot of runs against this starting pitcher here in Griffin Canning. If you want to just get it over with quickly, the first 5 should be at a very good value as well. Going up against, taking advantage of the fact that Griffin Canning is pitching in the first 5 innings there. So I love that play there. So main play, money line Diamondbacks, first 5 Diamondbacks in the over 8.5 in this one. In T-Mobile Park, we have the Seattle Mariners 39-30 going up against the Chicago White Sox 17-51. White Sox are road underdogs here, plus 150 on the money line. Seattle Mariners are minus 185 going up against these White Sox. The total runs are very low at a 6.5. That is because of the pitching matchup that we have in store. Public bet percentage, no data yet on the money line, but for the total, we have 93% of the bets towards the over, 94% of the money towards the over as well. So despite the fact we got Garrett Crochet and Luis Castillo, people are leaning towards that over 6.5. That is very, very low there. So, but majority of these games, when you got Crochet pitching with his extreme K rate and it's usually under, but that does coincide with the fact that this bullpen for the White Sox is absolutely putrid. So, Luis Castillo, Garrett Crochet 6-5 with a 3.33 ERA. Luis Castillo 5-7 with a 3.35 ERA. Crochet has been phenomenal this year, young stud. Every time he pitches this, it gives the White Sox an opportunity to win. For Castillo, the ace of the rotation of the Mariners, he did get hit up by the Royals in his last outing for 5 earned runs. I do expect him to bounce back in this spot here. If you do want to take advantage of a plus spot, Chicago White Sox in the first 5 innings is every time you see Garrett Crochet, that's the angle you want to go attack, because that bullpen, like I said, is very, very bad. They give up a lot of blown saves, a lot of blown leads as well, the Chicago White Sox. So if you're on the White Sox, I would do the first 5 and do the full game with the Mariners. So the money line, I think, is going to be the Mariners. I like them on the money line. And for the total, that's going to be the question mark here. I think things happen in that back half of the game in 6, 7, 8, and 9th inning. Give me the over 6.5 runs in this one as well. Last but not least, in Dodger Stadium, LA Dodgers 42-26 going up against the Texas Rangers 31-35. Looking at the current odds here, we have big favorites in the Dodgers minus 225 at home against these Rangers at a plus 185. The total runs are set at 8. For the public bet percentage here, 94% of the bets, 93% of the money towards the Dodgers here. And for the total runs, 89% of the bets and money towards the over 8 runs. The pitching matchup, despite the fact they are not showing the pitching matchup, it is Michael Lorenzen here for the Texas Rangers. He's a guy that is a righty that struggles against righties, and I highly dislike pitchers that are right-handed pitchers going up against right-handed bats. That's what you're going to face the majority of the time in the MLB. All right, so, and when I'm talking about bad, he's bad. We're talking about a 318 batting average. He's given up 7 home runs already this year to right-handed at bats. That's a 2.28 home run per 9. The whip is at almost 2. It's 1.73 whip. And the xFIP is almost 5 at a 4.94. And then on the other side, the Dodgers, you have Yamamoto, who they just acquired earlier this year. And he's coming off an absolute stellar performance against the New York Yankees here. And he's looking like he's going to do it again against these Texas Rangers. So he is good as advertised, nearly 30% K rate to both lefties and righties. So this is another spot at home where he can take advantage of this particular team that does have a high strikeout rate. And then you're talking about Michael Lorenzen, who is on the gas can list, and he's going to have to face some very, very scary right-handed at-bats, and he's giving up horrendous numbers. All right, so Dodgers on the money line, Dodgers run spread -1.5, and give me the over 8. All right, this is a Dodgers offense that can take off in one inning. So give me the over 8 runs in here. That will be our breakdown for the Thursday slate in MLB. Let me know in that comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the plays for Thursday? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there any other games you want to focus on other than the ones that I spoke about? These are my favorite games for Thursday. All right. So let me know down below if you want to be signed up for the Patreon, for the premium picks, for the community, for the chat that's going on 24/7. You sign up for that Patreon link down below. Also, if you want to sign up for any sports books, I have that link provided down below. All right, you click that, you click through there, and it'll get you connected to any sports books that you currently do not have yet. All right, and I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out.